Right, so there is a limit to the number of tree species that will grow very well in the UK, that will grow here, and a lot of those are quite expensive. So we're taking a break from the trees that are also growing in my grandmother's garden in the UK, and we're going to be planting something that I intended to plant a while ago, but hadn't been able to get a hold of then, but I have been able to get a hold of now. This is going in as a very belated birthday present to my father, who has been on a diet for some time, which has really been helping him, but it does mean that the number of fruits he can eat is severely limited. And this is one of the very few he can eat. So this is Olea europaea, subspecies europaea, I think. So this is the European olive. This is the standard olive from which olives and olive oil are usually made. And it's in an area that tends to be sort of not so much cultivated, as you can possibly see by the desiccation, but quite well used. So it doesn't tend to get very high vegetation, so it shouldn't get lost in here. So you don't really need a marker plant like a Dracaena. It's also reasonably sheltered, so it shouldn't need something like a Dracaena to shade it from sun. It's quite an enclosed space. It will get sun from overhead, but not so much in the late afternoon or in the early morning, so it should be quite well set for that. And it also doesn't need an aloe, because we've already got an aloe here, and this is one of the arborescent aloes. This is the one that I'm not sure what it is. It might be Africana, it might just be a weird mutant excelsa, or it might be a weird hybrid. But this was planted as a marker for one of the chickens that died earlier this year, and in our soils there's nothing left but feathers by this time, so I'm planting just next to that so I don't disturb the grape, but even if I did, there'd be nothing to see but feathers. But then I'm also going to be putting in some succulents to form a nice ground cover around this that shouldn't interfere with it too much. The aloe will actually grow faster than the olive, probably. This is a fairly fast growing one. But these will stay below the olive, probably even at its current size. So we've got the Crassula arborescens, which, although large for Crassula, is not remotely arborescent. And we've got the Calico, so that should look really nice here, and it should keep the base around this nice and cool, nice and relatively humid, especially because I've really watered the soil a lot before I planted here, and I've watered quite a lot for an olive going in because I won't be here to give it its weekly watering for a couple of weeks, so this should set it up well. And that should be everything for today, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you haven't enjoyed it, thank you for watching anyway. Please tune in again tomorrow. I will be planting something else. I'm not sure what yet, so we will have to see.